I have big news. First of all, hi guys. I just had the biggest trading breakthrough ever, and I hope it continues. I don't have enough data yet to say whether this will be a consistent thing, but I feel like I've just unlocked the secrets of the universe. And you're probably like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So, if you look at these backtesting results, this month, right? I joined this trading mentorship, and I've been asking around a few people, questions that I have about trading, and I think yesterday I got the single most best advice from two people from this group, and they are very successful traders. They're actually profitable traders, like trading real money, live accounts, and I wanted to ask. Obviously, if you have questions, it's better to ask from someone that's profitable, right? And I got some advice, and instantly, as soon as I changed the way I think about the market and how I approach the market, I was able to produce a 12% month. Albeit, I do have days where I took multiple trades, and every trade was intentional. This wasn't me, doing any willy-nilly trades. These were intentional trades, to test out the new knowledge that I have. And even if I was doing willy-nilly trades, like, as you can see, this is what willy-nilly trading kind of looks. Well, I wouldn't say that 100%. This is not really willy-nilly trading, but what I'm trying to say is, like, even when I would take multiple trades, I would get it wrong 3 times, right? So, like, it's not like I'm likely to end up in the green just because I'm taking more trades a day. So, as you can see, it's a really huge shift where I've taken multiple trades, but I ultimately am in the green. I only had 3 red days. And then I literally just got on the charts just now, and I took this trade. I think I already had that one. I took 2 trades already, and they were both winners instantly. And I need to do more. I just got on the charts, but as soon as I got these 2 wins, the dopamine hit, and something in your brain is just automatically like, all right, let's just stop doing this right now. Let's just enjoy the dopamine. Let's just enjoy the positivity of this moment. And I think that's, it's fine, but it's a little bit dangerous because you kind of, sometimes you might take days off because you want to continue that dopamine rush and, that reinsurance that your trading's going to work out. But obviously over the last 7 months, I've had that a lot where I think, okay, my trading's working out, it's all good, I'll take a day or 2 off, only to come back and then get hit with like something like this, and it's like, oh damn. So I guess I didn't actually know what I was doing. But honestly, the reason I'm making this video is more so to talk about like advice in the trading community. There's typical advice in the trading community that people always will give you, and don't get me wrong, a lot of it's the good advice to a certain extent, but I feel like a lot of it's cookie cutter advice, meaning it's advice given to it's the same advice given to every person that is a trader, but everyone is individual. I've never been a person that believes that there's a one size fits all and that all advice is good advice for every single person, because every single person needs something individual, right? It needs to be individually tailored to them. And there's been a lot of advice I've gotten through the last 7 months from, people that I know, and then people online giving advice, watching videos and things like that. And there are some advices that, one of the biggest ones is you need to journal your trades. And in the beginning, I was like, I don't need to journal. And I do really think for the first 3 to 4 months, if you're just learning educationally about trading and what it's about and learning the concepts and the lingo of the skill set, then you don't need to journal. Even if you're backtesting, I don't think it's necessary, because what really matters is getting your feet wet. This is my personal opinion. Obviously, some people will disagree with this, some people will agree, but it's a matter of getting your feet wet and getting exposure to just trading in general. I feel like the point at which you should journal is when you get to a point where you're like, what you're doing and you have some experience, and you kind of need to, review the trades that you're taking and back testing, and kind of hammer those concepts into your head, to identify where you're going wrong and where you're going right. And I did, and I kind of took that approach. I only journaled when I needed to, or when I thought it was beneficial. And then when I was doing all the long back testing, I don't journal all of these. Do I think some of them should be journaled? Yeah, but a lot of them are very similar. It would slow me down. I'm not looking to journal all my trades to improve, because I do think it's a good tactic in the beginning, but personally for me, as someone that's trying to speed run being a profitable trader, it just slows me down. There's no way I could possibly bang out 1 to 2 months of back testing and then journal every single trade in a day. Absolutely not. Like, going through a whole month takes like basically 2 hours ish, maybe. Just depends. So doing 2 hours of back testing on top of journaling, that's like easily 5 hours of work. I don't have time to do that. What I'm trying to verify is whether I can get a consistent more winners than losers, and whether I can have a higher win rate, right? And have a positive P&L. That's my goal. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to, I'm not just journaling for journal's sake. Journaling has a purpose, has a time and purpose, what am I trying to say basically? I'm trying to say journal has its place and time when you need it, but I don't think it's the be all end all. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, you know what you need more than anyone else. And I got advice from this person, and they're nice and they mean well, but how do I put this? He was basically telling me that you should journal your trades, and that 2 weeks 2 weeks of trading should take like 2 hours, and less is more. And I don't think he's wrong. A lot of there is this advice in the trading community that trading should be boring, less is more, don't put so much time into studying, it will just come naturally. And as a active learner who has learned many skills, and by skills I've learned how to video edit, which is not an easy skill to learn. I've learned how to do 3D animation. I've learned how to trade. I've learned how to I work out. I learned how to, work out and do all these exercises, and what else? There's so many skills I've learned that it's hard to pick. I've taught myself how to write. And you're probably like, what do you mean write? Like, write stories and things like that. I'm very creative, but I'm also very skill-oriented. I have very many talents. And as someone that has experience learning very, very much, many skills, I know the efficient way to approach a skill. So there's a time and place for certain things, but I knew that journaling was not what was holding me back from getting to the next level. I always knew it was a knowledge issue. Something about the way that I was going about trading just was not correct. And I felt like I was overcomplicating it. If trading is complicated, then I don't mind it. If it's going to make me a millionaire, I'll do it. But I always hear people say trading should be boring, trading should be easy. And I never quite understood that until I got the advice I did yesterday. And I feel like it just cleared up so much of the noise. And trading just, honestly, how I think about trading now is so simple. How long have we been going? 8 minutes? Okay. And you probably want the secret sauce. You want the secret sauce, right? I can show you. So how am I thinking about trading now? If you want, So the advice that I got was that everything in the market is a market maker model. Everything, hold on, let me move my mic. Everything is a market maker model. Everything. You're always going from internal to external, external to internal, range low to range high. And those are the most high probability setups in the market and times to trade, right? Right now, as you can see what I marked out, the trade that let me show you. This trade here was an internal to external trade, and it was trading from this candle up to this high, or technically I took this on NASDAQ. I was trading as the lagging asset. So I took it from this candle, or somewhere in this candle, I should say, and then took it up. And I just did a quick, it was supposed to be a 2R trade, but I accidentally had it set to 0.5R, so I only made 1R off of that trade. But it was internal to external, being this external high. And then I was thinking of taking a break because of the dopamine from that win, those 2 wins. And then I just came onto the 4 hour and I was like, oh crap, internal to external, bruh, let's go. So, what happened to my notes? Everything is a market maker model, right? Everything is a market maker model. And as you know, I trade the fractal model, right? So how my understanding of it is that everything is a market maker model, right? So you're always trading external to internal to external, range low to range high. Now, where the fractal model comes in is the fractal model is actually not anything special. It's really not anything special. The fractal model is really just identifying a reversal. So if you're trading internal to external, the fractal model will allow you to identify at what point price is reversing, the exact time it's likely to reverse. And at that point, that is when you're looking to enter. That's all a fractal model is. It's not anything special. It's not anything great. It's literally just identifying when price is going to reverse at a high probability area. High probability area meaning range high, internal range liquidity, or range low, basically, right? As we can see here, this is the 2 o'clock candle, and this is a swing point, right? So that means price in here is likely to reverse. Does that mean it has to reverse? Not necessarily. But if we go down lower, let's use the 15. So it's kind of already expanded. So the question now would be, okay, well, has it tapped into a key level? Well, it's tapped into London lows, and we are putting in SMT. So that's just something to be aware of. So at this point, I wouldn't be looking to trade lower because the reversal has already taken place. So what I'd be looking for now is a smaller internal range, right? So because this tapping into this level will send it into another phase of price. What phase of price could that be? It could be consolidation. It could be a retracement. If this reversal is going to continue, right? So you have to understand, okay, tapping into a key level can initiate a different phase of price. What phase are we going into? So because I'm looking for price to continue lower, there's only 2 things price can do. It can either consolidate or it can retrace back into internal range liquidity, because this would be external range liquidity, external to internal. And if we come back to internal range liquidity, we're going back to external range liquidity, right? So the next low could be here, could be here, could be here. You never know. It could be all the way down here. Now that would be a really cool one, but not guaranteed. I'd probably be a more conservative area would be here. Now you're probably, as I said, once it comes back to internal range liquidity, what are you looking for? You're looking for a fractal model, which is just a high probability swing point that price is going to reverse from. That's all the fractal model is, right? So, and then you need to get in fast, though. That's the thing with doing this. Your timing needs to be on point. And I feel like the entries that I was looking for prior, they were just late entries. They weren't allowing me to get the best entry, and I was entering in traits. So that's the biggest reason for a lot of my losses. It was just the entry model. But honestly, that's really it. Like, obviously, there's like other things you should know, like, tapping into a key level initiates a different phase of price, understanding what price can and cannot do. Price will not just reverse from here like that, right? It needs a swing point. Do we have a swing point down here? No. So what is price likely to do? Retracement, and then, or consolidation and then expand, right? Or it can come up to here, consolidate, manipulate the low, and then expand through, right? It's not going to just boom like that, right? Not unless there's like crazy volatility in the market for whatever reason. But price typically moves in phases, so you have to understand phases of price and understanding that we can't trade away from a failure swing because price is likely to take that out before reversing and going in the opposite direction. But other than that, it's like super easy. But obviously, I don't want to talk and say, okay, this is how it is without giving you the proof. So over, the course of, I don't know, the next couple days, I'm going to be testing this out. Obviously, it's not anything different than what I've already been doing. It's really just reframing how I look at the market in my head. There was never anything wrong with my strategy or the concepts that I'm using. It had everything to do with how I'm perceiving the market and how I'm aligning these concepts together. I think I was seriously overcomplicating it, but now all of the noise, all of the fuzz has been cleared away, and if the last month I traded on in my back testing, if this is not proof that something has shifted, I don't know what it is. I literally got on the back testing charts like not even an hour ago, and I already got not one but 2 wins, right? And I already have another model set up here. You're probably like, let's trade it together. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of nervous. We can do it. We can do it together. Let's see. So first of all, because I know that this is likely to be one thing I want to know is 2 o'clock is putting a C2. It is kind of rejecting because we tapped into London lows. I would like to see it hold and then continue lower. So we'll see how it holds up, right? Obviously I have the V-shaped reversal, but we need swing point. We can't trade lower from here. You could probably set a limit order here and put your stop here, but I would rather confirm a swing point. That's just me being how do I put this? A little bit more careful. So I'm looking for 6 o'clock to open high, which makes sense, right? Open high, low close. So I'm looking for, okay. Why wouldn't I take this though? We're not tapping into a key level, and it's kind of failure swingy. So I'm not interested in that. I want to see it tap that fair value gap. So it's not giving me what I want. Here we go. And now it's reversing off, which could be fine. There's technically is a small PSP SMT already expanding, could be going to this low. I don't like that this is our official C2. Okay. It isn't a fair value gap, but I just don't feel, and I think YM became the, okay, actually, yeah, we can probably try this. My only concern though is this fair value gap here, but this is already, this is supposed to be your swing point, so we can probably trade 1 to 2 maybe. Let's try it out. This could fail though. It shouldn't, because we have a swing point out of the fair value gap internal range on this. Not so much on sorry, I'm looking for, because we do have this for, so this could be a breakaway gap, right, to go lower. It could possibly be. But one thing you want to do is confirm the phase of price. This is an expansion. This is giving consolidation though, which I do not like. But we have SMT at the highs plus PSP, right? PSP plus SMT. Like, bitch. Sorry for my language. Let's try it. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Order block. Trading away. Can we get down? You can't make this up. Come on, hold. Don't do a deep retracement on me, please. And bam. Bam. Could we have possibly held to this external range probably for 3R? I could have, yeah. Bam. Bam. Chow. 2 wins in a row. Technically 3 because I just got on the charts and I did this. Back-to-back wins, baby, not 1 loss. So it's really that simple. So obviously I'm going to do more back testing and just check this out. But just to reiterate, it's basically just in market maker models, internal to external, external to internal, range low to range high, playing off of the fractal models, which are just swing points. They're not anything special. They're just identifying a swing point when price is going to reverse from a high probability area. Timing is everything, so you have to get into these things like really quick. If you're going to do day trading, and just trading the model. That's it. That's literally it. Obviously, you have to understand phases of price, because obviously we're trading the expansionary phase, so you need to know when we're in an expansionary phase, right? And then, yeah, just knowing not to trade away from failure swings, it's crazy. That... It's the way, when I tell you the way I was thinking about it before was so overly complicated. I could have got 3R from this. When I get more comfortable, I'm going to start upping up the R&R. But for now, this is pretty much, it's crazy. So if this continues, the data holds up, guys, you might just see me do the craziest trading run in history. You might just see me become a profitable trader in under a year, which is crazy. But I mean, once I do get to that point, I do think that the back testing and trying to verify the strategy is really just the first. It's really just the first hurdle. It's not even the first. It's actually the second hurdle, right? Obviously, the first hurdle was learning the ICT concepts, getting familiar enough to use them like it is to breathe air. And then the second is obviously verifying that the strategy works in backtesting, which I've been doing for the last, holy crap, I think I got FX Replay in July, or I think it was August? Let's see. Dashboard. It was July. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 months, right? Oh wow, it's been 7 months. That's crazy. Yeah, because I started trading like seriously towards May, like the halfway point of May, then June, and then after that I was like, okay, I need to back test, and then I got FX Replay in July. So 7 months. That's basically what I've been doing, back testing for 7 months. Yeah, it's crazy. I wonder what my win rate is now, but obviously I still need more data. Maybe I should start a new session and just start clean and see how it goes. Just trade 2025 and see how it goes. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't really have anything else to say, but well, I don't know. Maybe I'll have the greatest generational run ever. 8 months into my trading journey, guys, and I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, I might have just had the biggest breakthrough ever that will finally make me a profitable trader, and allow me to, finally, finally become a profitable trader. And the best thing about understanding internal to external, external to internal, is that now I know what conditions not to trade in, right? If I don't have a model, internal, external, external, internal, range low, range high, I shouldn't be in the market, which is going to significantly reduce the amount of losses that I'm getting. So that's just, I don't know, that's it. that is it. Amazing. I talked about the new outlook that I'm looking at, and I showed you an example that happened to work out. Taken on the 1 minute, by the way. And yeah, crazy. So once I get more comfortable, more proof of concept, better data, I'll definitely update you guys, and I can start doing the backtesting videos again. But yeah, that's it. Pretty much it for now. I'm so excited. I spent $170 for the group I'm in right now, and honestly, 2 weeks in, I was like, this is too much. But if this is the result that I've gotten just from a couple advices from 2 people, not even the main guy doing the Discord, not even the mentor, but just 2 other people that have found success in trading, and this is the immediate result, is just crazy. The advice wasn't even like long. It was, I don't know, guys. I'm just kind of excited. It really invigorates me, because it gives me like it. I'm basically seeing like, oh, this is possible again. When you start trading, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get the big cars, the big mansions, and all this stuff. But I feel like this is the first time in a couple months that I'm like, oh crap, this is really possible. But we'll just see how it goes. It would really suck for this to start working and then not work. But I mean, the proof is right there. 2 wins already in the next month in 2022 that I showed you, and then the previous month I got 12R. I mostly grew on a month. Like, come on, that is not by accident. That's not by accident. Anyways, I've talked your heads off. With that being said, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.